In my late 20s, I experienced a shift in approach to life. I began questioning whether the normal path was for me. On the surface, my life looked fine. I had a good job, a cozy flat, friends, family, a cat, a car, but inside I felt lost, confused, and deeply unhappy. Today I'm going to share why I decided to move countries at age 29 and how it changed my life forever. To give you a quick background, I moved from Poland to the UK in March 2013. That year I was turning 29, and of course by this age people, especially family, expect you to settle down, find a husband and have kids. None of this appealed to me. So when I told everyone I was moving, they were shocked and a little skeptical about my decision. But deep inside, I knew I wanted to leave my life in Poland behind, and nothing could stop me. Leaving felt like something I was meant to do. Everything that happened before my departure only reinforced my belief that I was on the right path to growth, self-awareness, and most importantly, discovering who I truly was, free from social norms and family expectations. I knew that the conventional path wasn't for me, and I was really excited to see what this new chapter in another country would bring. There were two main reasons why I needed to get away from everything and everyone. At least those reasons were conscious and I was aware of those reasons. So first reason was a complicated relationship with my mother. I felt like I was living my life to avoid upsetting her rather than pursuing my own happiness. The constant guilt drained me, and at some point I no longer knew who I truly was. And the second reason was that I had a toxic attachment to my ex-partner. I really struggled to break free from this unhealthy relationship. And despite being hurt and repeatedly rejected, I kept wanting to go back because I was convinced that he was the best I could ever have. So for me, moving abroad was the way to let go and to find out what love and healthy relationships really should be. I spent 12 years abroad before deciding to move back to Poland, and now looking back, I know that I am not the same person. So let me share the three biggest life lessons I learned while living in the UK. I learned that I was responsible for getting into the wrong relationships. And that was a hard truth to swallow. During those 12 years, I had 3 relationships. One was toxic and 2 were unfulfilling. The toxic relationship forced me to confront the parts of myself that needed attention and healing. It brutally showed me that the patterns and behaviors I had learned at home influenced my choice of a partner who treated me worse than I deserved. This realization pushed me to educate myself about narcissistic relationships, to heal my childhood wounds and understand why we attract partners who are like our mirrors. I became fascinated by the idea of how we find comfort in discomfort, how we accept behaviors that hurt us simply because they are similar to those we experienced from our parents or one of them. Today I know that I would never enter a relationship with someone who shows even the slightest narcissistic tendencies or treats me in a way that undermines my worth. And the other 2 relationships that seemed harmonious and good on the surface, they felt safe because these partners wouldn't challenge my self-worth, but eventually they left me unfulfilled. So after deep introspection, I recognized a pattern. My low self-esteem and lack of self-worth led me to choose the wrong partners. And although I wasn't to blame for the way I was treated or how I felt unfulfilled, I was responsible for the choices I made. As I mentioned, my relationship with my mom was complicated. She was the source of many my insecurities. Moving abroad gave me space to break free, but it wasn't easy. At first, I called her regularly, trying to be the good daughter. However, our conversations were often draining. She would guilt trip me or use me as a mediator in her also complicated relationship with my father. So eventually I decided to go no contact with my mom for a while. So during that time, I started a blog where I openly wrote about my struggles with self-worth, self-sabotage, and occasionally my mother's role in shaping my insecurities. Those articles really resonated with my readers, and it felt like I finally found my purpose. Then, one day, I received an email from my mother. I read what you wrote and need time to process it. There is a lot to take in. I was really confused and a bit shocked because I had no idea she had found my blog, until I then realized that I accidentally left a link in my email signature. So she must have clicked it and read everything I had written about her. Surprisingly, she responded better than I expected. She said she wasn't aware she caused me so much harm and that she was deeply sorry. She told me she always wanted to raise her kids well and she hoped she had done a good job. She even shared her own difficult childhood experiences. She also admitted I was a good writer, encouraged me to write a book one day, and said she didn't appreciate me enough. I thought that would be a breakthrough for me, but something inside me wasn't ready yet. Yes, we managed to have an open dialogue about life, my feelings, and her expectations, and it was a great moment for us to reconnect. But somehow, her finding my blog and me knowing that she's reading every single article took something truly mine away from me. So once again, it all became about my mom. I lost my freedom of expression, and soon enough I stopped writing and discontinued that blog. It took more years, personal growth and toxic relationship experience that I mentioned earlier to revisit my relationship with my mom with a new perspective. I finally understood I cannot change my mother. She is who she is. Her life experiences shaped her mindset and behaviors, and there's nothing I can do about it. The only thing I can control is my own healing process and how I respond to her. Only when I had let go of expectations did our relationship improve. Or let's say, it's fine. I stopped holding grudges or reacting to hurting comments. I keep my boundaries firm. Some of her behaviors are still unacceptable, but I no longer react emotionally. I can't turn back time or change who she is. I can love her without necessarily liking her, and that's okay. This acceptance has given me peace, and I know I wouldn't have reached this point without moving away. Living abroad gave me the space to truly explore who I was. When I left Poland at 29, I was lost and confused, as I mentioned at the beginning. In London, however, with no one to impose expectations on me, I could test different lifestyles, careers, and mindsets. I went through the late rebellious phase, something most people experience in their teens or early 20s. I partied, experimented with different things, switched jobs, and eventually I found freedom in freelancing. And each experience helped me understand myself better. At some point, I also began a spiritual journey, questioning everything I had ever known about life, love, and myself. Through this, I managed to discover my values, my strengths, and my passions. And it was my Polish blog that felt the most fulfilling thing I have ever done. I had always believed that I wasn't good at writing, but somehow I realized that pouring my heart onto the page felt really natural to me. So it became clear that storytelling and sharing my experiences were my true calling and my purpose. So now I'm continuing my journey, not just through writing, but also by making videos on YouTube. And I'm really using the knowledge and the experiences I gained during my life abroad to build a life that aligns with my heart and its desires. And I'm glad I found the courage to start leading a non-conformist life, which may be difficult for my family and surroundings to understand, but is entirely in tune with my vision of happiness. Living abroad was a catalyst for my self-discovery, and I wouldn't change that decision for anything. Moving countries when I felt completely lost was the best decision I ever made. Now, back in Poland, I am a different, more self-aware person. I continue my journey of personal growth while redefining what home truly means. And home isn't just a place, it's where our heart feels at peace, where we feel safe to grow and expand. It's where things align, even when life gets tough. Because challenges are part of a fulfilling life, and only by stepping outside our comfort zone can we truly connect with our purpose and create a life we love. Looking back, I now realize that all along I was searching for love. Love for my life and myself. And at age 29, I actually had no idea that was exactly what I needed to find. Thank you for watching, and if my story resonated with you or inspired you to find some courage to make changes in your life, please like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel for more content on personal growth, relationships and healing mother-daughter dynamics. See you next time.